Goodbye.
3 months ago, I got this male Grammostola pulchripes to unbox. I wonder if he's like a very calm, mature male or one of those like really crazy, nervous ones. We'll have to see. So I introduced him to my female pretty shortly afterwards, and we didn't exactly have the smoothest pairing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now it could have definitely gone worse, and in fact, sometimes it does. We had a semi-successful pairing, whereas they like tried to pair, but they didn't quite do the thing. And unfortunately, my female ended up breaking his foot. Now, he is since recovered from that incident. He's fine. I was able to patch his foot. He's been fine since then. But I did try pairing them multiple times after that, and this is pretty much the most exciting part of it. So as you can see, he is just not interested in my female at all. And I've asked so many different breeders advice, trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong, if anything. And pretty much the conclusion that we've come to is that this male is broken. I've exhausted everything, I feel like. So let me tell you a little bit about the pairing that I did with them today. I did it when I first woke up in the morning, so I didn't like set up and film the whole thing. And that's not what I've been doing, because I've actually come to the conclusion that I don't think I should necessarily film every pairing that I do. If you're wondering why I've kind of backed away from making follow-up videos, that is why. I just need to focus more on the breeding aspect of it instead of worrying about the shots. And also part of that is just for mental health reasons. I've got to admit, like, I really don't mind putting all of my like successes and failures out here on my channel. I really don't mind, and I am understanding that everybody's gonna have opinions, everybody's gonna have different ways of doing things, and I'm pretty receptive to like criticisms or things that I could change or learn. However, it's a little bit frustrating when I come at this as somebody who says I don't have a lot of experience breeding, I'm learning to breed, and then I have a lot of people just like talking to me and telling me different things all at once. It gets really overwhelming. And whereas a lot of those people probably have very helpful advice, there's also a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about, just get super critical. I'm not talking again about the people who are being helpful and saying, hey, try this or change this. I'm talking about the people who are just like criticizing me for even trying. So yeah, I've kind of like backed away a little bit from making content on breeding the tarantulas and doing it more quietly by myself. There's actually a couple different breeding projects that I've been working on, and while I do like plan on keeping you guys updated on how those are going, I'm not going to turn every single one of those into a video. So yeah, that's why I kind of like ghosted you guys a little bit on the whole breeding of the Grammostola pulchripes. But here we are. Okay, so one of the pieces of advice that I got from someone was to actually separate them for like 3 weeks or something like that. So keep the male on one side of the room and the female on the other side of the room, which I did. I kept them on opposite sides of the room so that they were just like nowhere in close proximity to each other. After keeping them separated for a period of time, I ended up bringing them closer to each other. So I had them on like the same shelf, but they weren't like directly on top of each other. And I just kind of like, you know, left it like that for a couple more weeks. So yesterday I decided to really prep them for this pairing. I've tried pairing them probably like 3 or 4 times since I filmed the first video where she broke his leg. And as you see, they literally did nothing. My female seemed kind of interested, but the male just was not interested. So what I ended up doing yesterday was just feeding them both like a really huge meal. So both of them took 3 superworms each, which I feel like is a pretty sizable meal. I wanted them to be like very full so that I knew there wouldn't be like a feeding response when I like tapped them or tried to move them or when they noticed each other. I just didn't want them hungry at all. So after all this time, over a month waiting to pair them again, I really thought that today's pairing would be fruitful, and it was not. It went better, but it didn't, not much happened. I ended up moving the male over into her enclosure, kept him in the cup, and then did this so that the female who was over here couldn't just run up on him like she did last time. So I felt like that was kind of like a smooth move. I took a little inspiration from another breeder, Fangs TV, he had posted a picture with like a bunch of green bottle blues he was breeding, and I saw the males were all in their little force fields, and I was like, that's a great idea. Like, I should do that. He immediately started doing some very gentle drumming, which kind of threw me off because he hadn't drummed in any of the pairings previously. So I thought we were really going to get somewhere. So of course Pikachu notices him and she backs out from her hide.
Oh man. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't get scared. Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? No.
He just bolted. He went the opposite direction. So I thought, okay, maybe he's nervous. That's fine. I understand, like, given the circumstances, maybe he's scared. So I gave him a second to chill, and then I put him back in her enclosure. And at this point, after waiting, I'd say about 15 minutes, Pikachu actually started drumming to him.
Goodbye.
Just leaving as soon as she started drumming, pretty much saying he's just not interested.
Bruh, you're good. I'll have to find you a new boyfriend, Pikachu. I just don't think he's... I don't know. I'm sorry, girl. I know, nobody likes rejection. He's missing out on a good thing, okay? You look great. You.
Although I feel like he did try to climb back in, maybe to get some action, he ended up, he's done. His decision was made. At this point, I just don't really see, it working. I've exhausted like pretty much every way. I've tried pairing them probably about like 5 times now, and they still haven't paired. I don't think it's my female. I don't think it's Pikachu that's the issue actually, like at all. Although she was pretty like aggressive the first pairing, she didn't originally go into it wanting to eat him. She like originally ran up on him wanting to pair, and then he freaked out, and then that's when she kind of started like going for him. But you know, I have paired her with my old male in the past, and not one time did she ever come off as like aggressive or try to eat him or anything like that. So I just think that sometimes the males and the females, there's just something that is not clicking and it's just not going to work. And this is probably one of those times. I give up. I give up on this specific pairing, not on her, but on him. I think at this point, if I keep pushing it, he's going to end up getting himself eaten. So yeah, we're probably just going to have to find a new male. I'm giving him back to my friend May 15th, actually, at the Show Me Snakes Tarantula Takeover show. I will be there actually with Fanghub Tarantulas doing a meet and greet. So if you are in like the St. Louis area and you want to come, I will be there, and I will also be meeting his original owner there and giving him back to her to retire him as a pet only. I wanted to give it like one more go and really just try and, you know, prep them, and it's just not going to work out. So hopefully we'll find another male for Pikachu, especially because she definitely seems receptive. She's freshly molted. She's a huge female, like she is ready to go. So I'm going to keep an eye out on other mature males and hope that another crosses my path. I've got a couple local friends also hoping that another mature male comes around. So yeah, if you guys know anything, Tropical World Pets, drop your mature male off there. I'll take them. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update on that whole situation, and I'll keep you guys like somewhat updated. Again, I'm not probably going to make like dedicated breeding videos very often, but I don't mind sitting down and making little update videos like this if you like this. I was also thinking of possibly filming it for just like Patreon only, just because I feel like patrons are a lot more understanding, and like you're not going to get like a random person on the internet internet stumbling across it. If you're on my Patreon, you probably are already in the hobby, or at least you have like a knowledge of like the standards of the hobby and like how it works and breeding and all of that. So I don't know, I might do that as well, but I can't promise that would be the best footage. You know, obviously my focus is going to be the male and trying to prevent him from getting eaten, which is not always preventable. That's another reason why this is so frustrating, is like sometimes it just happens. Sometimes the male cannot be saved. Sometimes the male could have been saved a couple different ways, but he just, you just didn't get to him in time. And like sometimes people don't prevent it. If the male is really old and, you know, this is his last attempt at breeding and you don't have somebody behind you in line, if the female grabs the male, that is like a huge nutritional benefit for her and her possible future egg sac. So before we go, I wanted to go ahead and try to feed Pikachu yet again, even though she had like a really big meal yesterday. She is quite a large lady, so it would not hurt to give her another super worm at all, if she even wants one. Oh! Awesome. Check her out. Super pretty. And then here is the male. I guess we could go ahead and try feeding him again. Awesome. And yeah, I guess like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not, and you want to be. Don't forget I have an Instagram, but I use probably way too much. It's at Tarantula.kat. You can go follow me there. I also have a Patreon, podcast, and a Teespring, and it's all linked down below, and I will see you guys soon. Let's get into the Patreon pet pick.